तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यंबकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकंठाय मृत्युंजयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। हरि ओम, salutations to all. So we see the second verse of Kashika Stotram, Kashika Stotram, sorry. So this is the second verse. Yasyām idaṃ kalpitam indra-jālaṃ carācaraṃ bhāti mano-vilāsam sat-cit-sukhaikā paramātma-rūpā kāśikāhaṃ nija-bodha-rūpā. Yasyām, in whom idaṃ kalpitam, this whole world, this creation is imagined. How indra-jālaṃ, it is like a illusion, magic. What is this idaṃ? Carācaraṃ, moving and non-moving. That which is moving and non-moving, which is this whole srishti, is like a mano-vilāsam. It is like the projection of the mind. In what? In this infinite consciousness. What is the nature of that consciousness? Sat-cit-sukhaikā. It is of the nature of sat-cit-ānand. Sukha is used here, but that's the point is, it is sat-cit-sukhaikā. It's ānanda, instead of that sukha is used. Sat-cit-sukhaikā. Paramātma-rūpā. It is of the nature of infinite consciousness. That Kāśi, sa kāśikāhaṃ, that Kāśikā, which is of the nature of Paramatma, which is of the nature of Satchidananda, which is nija-bodha-rūpā, which is of the nature of pure awareness of the self. That awareness of the self am I. So now this is the literal meaning of the word, of the verse. This is a very beautiful verse which speaks about the creation itself. That question generally we always have, that what is the source of this creation? How did it happen? Who created this? And one always feels, going by science, etc., that there is some different theories how the creation was created. This question has been there from time immemorial, and different masters have been thinking about it, speaking about it. In Vedanta also, different ways of creation have been explored. Is creation like a pot, of how this potter creates the pot? The potter using the mud, the wheel, water, creates the pot. Like that did the creator, using the 5 elements, create this whole srishti. So is the creation a production? like the potter created the pot, produced the pot. Vedanta says no, creation is not like a production. So just like in that pot example, there is a nimitta karan and there is a intelligent cause, there is a um, which is the potter, there is an instrumental cause, which is the wheel, and then there is the material cause, which is the mud. So nimitta karan, upadan karan. Did the potter, did the creator create like that? Why Vedanta says no? Because in this example, the creator is completely different from the mud, the wheel, and then the product which has been created, which is the pot. Mud, wheel, water, pot, everything is different. Here we cannot say like that because the creation itself is infinite. The creator has to be infinite, and infinite cannot exclude anything. So when we say Purnam Adaha and Purnam Idam, this is Purnam, that is Purnam. Then how will this Purnam exclude? There cannot be three different causes. Is creation like a modification of milk into curd? We say no, creation is not like a modification. Why? Because in the case of modification, the milk is no more there and now it has become curd. If there is a modification in the infinite, then that infinite will cease to be infinite. It is against the very nature of infinite. Infinite means that which is beyond time, space, and object. So, infinite cannot be going through any change. Infinite by default is changeless. Then is creation like a evolution? Creation is again not evolution because evolution again is a change. So Arambhavad, Parinamvad, Vikasavad, none of these. Creation is not like this. Then what is the creation? Without undergoing any change. So first of all, creation itself is a logical impossibility. Why? Because creation is continuously changing, perishable. And the infinite truth can only be the cause of it. If I see the creation, then there has to be infinite truth only, which is the cause of it. And if that is the cause, how can that cause, which is infinite, produce anything? Logically, it is not possible because if it produces, then something was not there, now it has come into being. Now, infinite has either produced it, changed, evolved, whatever we say, it destroys the very nature of infinite. So one says that without undergoing any change, that infinite appears as the creation. That is called vivarta, the theory of projection, the theory of appearance. Swaswarupa aparityagena rupantara apattihi. Without abandoning its own nature of being changeless, timeless, beyond space, beyond object, using its power of Maya, it is only appearing like this. So that is called as appearance. Example, the waker is lying on the bed without undergoing any change. That waker is appearing as the whole dream creator, the dream world, the dream creatures. It's not that the waker has actually gone there to those places. The waker is lying on the bed only. Without undergoing any change, the rope is appearing as the snake. Rope has not produced the snake. Rope has not modified to become the snake. Rope is not evolving to become the snake. Rope is only appearing. That is called vivarta. And that vivarta is also an explanation for us to understand the cause of the creation. Because we are identified with the body and we are seeing the creation. If we understand this vivarta properly and learn to quieten the mind, there is only an illusion, this is not real. So why am I chasing this? And if this is the illusion, then what is the truth? So if my inquiry is for the truth, then one will realize that this vivarta also is not there. There is only one Brahman. That is what this shloka is saying. Yasyām idaṃ kalpitam. This idaṃ, this entire srishti of creation, of moving, non-moving, is kalpitam, is imagined. Indra-jālaṃ, it is like a magic, or it is like why is the word magic used there? Because the sentient is appearing as the inert, the imperishable is appearing as the perishable, that which can never be bound is appearing as though bound. It's like magic only. It has not actually happened. Magic is the example, indra-jālaṃ is the example given for showing that it's illusory. And in the world also we see so much illusion is there or not. Our senses make us see the limitation of everything. We think it is real, but actually it is not. It is illusory. And it is illusory also. Why? Because we cannot say does not exist because we are experiencing, nor can we say it is the truth because it is not changeless. So that which is neither real nor unreal, in between, is called mithya, is imaginary, is illusory. Like we are seeing the magic happening, but actually it is not happening. There is nothing, it is a trick. So in that way, yasyām idaṃ kalpitam, carācaraṃ, this whole universe which is moving, non-moving, is mano-vilāsam. It is the projection of the mind. Now this is important to understand. Many times one gets confused. This creation is my projection. How can I project all this? So there are two important points to understand in this. One is one way to understand is there are two divisions. One is Jiva Srishti, another is Ishvara Srishti. So Jiva Srishti is what we project, how we experience the whole world. No two people experience the world in the same way, though it appears like that. We don't experience the world in the same way. Perception difference will be there. The response, what it evokes, whatever we see, what response it evokes, that difference will also be there. So in the Ishvara Srishti, each jiva is going through their own experience. And each jiva is projecting their own thought process. That is simple to understand, not very difficult. Because the understanding here is there is Ishvara Srishti which is separately there, and I am a jiva who is born, and there are like that many jivas. This is called Bahu-Jivavad. There are so many jivas who are there, and I am a part of that one Srishti. And yes, each jiva's perception is very different. This is a normal understanding, not very difficult to understand this. But Vedanta is not saying this only. Vedanta is saying this whole thing is a projection of one's own mind. One's own mind, it is a projection, meaning that one mind is Ishvara, mano-vilāsam. That is called Eka-jivavad. There is only one jiva who is projecting this whole thing, and that one jiva is Ishvara, meaning that jiva and Ishvara are one. That totality is appearing as so many, like the dreamer's mind is only one, and that dreamer's mind is appearing as the whole dream world with so many creatures. It is a projection of the dreamer's mind. So that is mano-vilāsam, means that one thing. Ek jiva, from many jivas and creation being there and jiva being born in the creation. Now ek jiva says no, there is no separate srishti. This dreamer's mind only is projecting the whole thing. In that way, the Ishvara is only projecting the whole thing. It is a projection of Ishvara. Mano-vilāsam. And when do you and I experience that? Even in that Ishvara's projection, if we are not able to understand that, make one more step easier. Ki chalo, it is Ishvara's projection. I am not feeling one with that Ishvara at the moment. When do I experience this Srishti? When I am in the deep sleep, I don't experience because the mind is dormant. When I am awake, I come out from that deep sleep into the dream world, into the waking world. Then I experience. So I take the whole Srishti with me, it becomes unmanifest. And when I get up, again it becomes manifest. So for me, my experience is this. When I is there, small I is there, then the Srishti is there. When the small I is not there, Srishti is not there. And that Srishti includes all other jivas. Because if somebody says, okay, that is okay, if you say that I went to sleep, what about the other jivas? They are a part of your Srishti only. Ekajivad means that actually. The whole Srishti is projected by the Jiva as it is, including the hills, mountains and everything. And then the Srishti again goes back as though when the Jiva goes to sleep. That is to make a person understand that this is a projection of your mind and it is withdrawn. When the small I is there, you experience. When the small I is not there, you don't experience. Which means that I is important. The question there is not about the Srishti. The question is the small I, experience of the Srishti depends on the small I, Mr. So and so. Now who is that small I? Is that you? Vedanta says no, because when the small eyes become dormant, Srishti has become dormant, you still are. That Brahman you are, that consciousness you are, in whom the small I and the Srishti is a projection. It is just an appearance, it is not real. That which is real is consciousness, which is there in all the three periods of time and beyond that also. That consciousness, that Kāśikā, that paramātma-rūpā, that sat-cit-sukhaikā, that consciousness I am. I am not the small I am not that Ishvara, I am not a part of this Jagat. These three are imagined in me. Jiva, Jagat, Jagadishvara is imagined in the infinite consciousness. That one truth appears as three. The waker's mind appears as the dream creator, dream world, dream creatures. I am none of these three. Either we realize I am none of these three and wake up, or we realize that all this is me only. Carācaraṃ bhāti. This whole thing is appearing in me. I am one with this whole thing. The waker will realize that all this, the dream creator, the dream world, the dream creatures, everything is me. So that is the meaning of this verse. So this is called vivarta. It is an appearance. It is not real. It is not unreal. It is an appearance. When we live in the world with this understanding, what is the purpose of this? Because if I think this is real, then I think it has capability to give me happiness and it will be there for a long time. So one chases it. Gurudev used to say that satyatvam, nityatvam, sukhitvam. That the object is real, satyatvam. That it will be there for a long time and it has ability to give me happiness. Now these three wrong notions, when they are there, then we start running behind the world, we get attached, we want happiness from there. And when it gets destroyed, because it is perishable, it will get destroyed, it will change. Then we feel miserable. Then we cling to something else. Now this samsara goes on like this. Why? Because the basis of this is the ignorance that this world is real. And why do I think the world is real? Because what is real, the Atma, the self, is not known. Basic two bondages are these. Anatmani Atma Buddhi and Jagati Satya Buddhi. That which is Anatman, not self, to think of that as the self. And then to think of the world as real. So when I understand, no, this is not real, but I can't call it unreal also, it is illusory. A seasoned traveler in the desert, when one is walking, will not be able to, we will not be running behind that water, mirage water. Why? Because the traveler knows that, oh, this is only illusory. This is not real, there is no real water there. It is a play of sunlight on the sand. And so he is running, he is not running behind it. A normal, a novice will run because he thinks that, oh, there is water there. And that water appears real. Same way, the Jivan Mukta or even a very advanced seeker is seeing, but very clear that this Srishti is one illusion. You can come to this conclusion through Vedanta or you can come to this conclusion even through science. Today, either ways you can come to that conclusion. It is illusory only. But our mind doesn't accept that so easily. Somehow the mind wants to hold on to its own ignorance and to its attachments which it has built over so many years. So it is not ready to let go, saying that this is illusory. So it fights to say, no, how can this be illusory? I am experiencing it. Can't you see this? And that itself shows that it is so attached. That attachment also is a part of this illusion only. That entity itself is illusory. Then whatever it does is also illusory. In the world which is illusory. So Shankaracharya says, Maya mayamidam akhilam buddhva. Understand this whole thing to be illusory. Brahma padam tvam pravisha viritva. You realize Brahman. So how to live in this world? With this clarity that happiness, the source of happiness is Atma, is the true self. May I come to know that. Baki play in the world like a game. Sometimes winning happens, sometimes losing happens, sometimes there is success, there is failure, there is praise, there is criticism, there is heat, cold, pleasure, pain. Is dvandvamaya jagat, illusory. Go on. Be equanimous. That is the sadhana. Bhava samachittah sarvatratvam vanchasi achirad yadi vishnutvam. If you want to realize that state of Vishnu, which is all pervasive consciousness, which is a state of Shiva, which is paramātma-rūpā, then be equanimous, go through pleasure and pain with equanimity, with detachment. Understand this is illusory, do your duty but no attachment. Doesn't mean love will not be there, one will become indifferent. All those are wrong notions, which is why reflection is required. One will do whatever is required to be done. But deep down one knows this is illusory. How can that be possible, Swamiji? If it is real only we can do. If we think it is illusory, then we can't do. No. We do like that. Acting, when one does, an actor knows that he is not the role, but still is playing the role to the best of the abilities, and the audience is also clapping. What acting, my God. And the award is given for that acting also. All the while the actor knows this is all illusory, nothing is real. But he's playing that role, Nata. And the Raja of all Nata is Bhagavan Nataraj, Bhagavan Shiva. He is the master actor. He is only appearing as all this. That infinite consciousness only is appearing as all this. So this shloka is saying this, that I am that infinite consciousness. I am not the body. Creation is not real. I am the one who is appearing as the three. Yasyām, idaṃ. Idaṃ means whatever can be pointed as this, which is jada vastu. Whatever you can say is idaṃ is jada. So this world, this body, this mind, this intellect, it is all idaṃ. Apart from that idaṃ, what is left is only aham, I. And that idaṃ is what is called here as carācaraṃ, moving, non-moving, sentient, inert. So that consciousness in whom, which is a substratum of the whole Srishti, which is appearing as this moving, non-moving whole world, and that world is experienced only when this mind is there. That mind also is appearance of consciousness only. Identified with subtle five elements, consciousness calls itself as the mind. So it is mano-vilāsam. Yasyām idaṃ kalpitam indra-jālaṃ carācaraṃ bhāti mano-vilāsam. Sat-cit-sukhaikā. There is only one consciousness. If one thinks, oh, my consciousness is projecting this world, your consciousness is projecting your world. No, no, eka. There is only one. Kāśikā, paramātma-rūpā is only one truth. Because it's infinite. Sat-cit-sukhaikā, its nature is existence, consciousness and bliss. Not existence of objects. Pure existence, which will never become non-existent. Which is what we experience. I am, I am, I am. Nobody can ever experience I am not. Yes, mind becomes dormant, but that awareness never becomes absent. It is aware that mind is dormant now. It is aware that mind is functioning. It is that pure awareness. So it is existence, it is awareness, and it is bliss because it's infinite. Bhuma eva sukham. Na alpe sukham asti. In that which is finite, there is no sukham. There is only temporary pleasure. The real happiness and bliss is in the infinite. So, sat-cit-sukhaikā, it is only one consciousness which is of the nature of Sat, Chit and Anand. That is also to say that it is not a dull state of non-existence. If you transcend the body, mind, intellect, identification, if one thinks that the world is illusory and withdraws from it, and that world includes this BMI. Our problem is we think BMI is real and then we try to falsify the world saying that this is illusory. Idaṃ means this also, the idaṃ shariram, this body, this mind, this intellect, this desire, this vasana. Everything that can be objectified is called idaṃ. So that is illusory. If we say no, this much is real, rest is illusory, that is our problem. Our sadhana has to be this is illusory, that is illusory. Aham only is real. So when he says here that sat-cit-sukhaikā, it is of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss, it is one. Ananda is its own svarupa and it is supreme consciousness, paramātma-rūpā. It is not that my Atma is small and now this Atma has to become one with Paramatma. There is no merging of Atma and Paramatma happening. Please, Jivan Mukti is not to realize that Atma is becoming one with Paramatma. That Paramatma only is appearing as one little Atma because of identification of one little body. Where is the merging to happen between the dream character and the waker? That waker only has forgotten himself and appears as the dream creator and all the dream creatures. In each one, it is the waker only who is appearing. If we say consciousness of each character in the dream is nothing but the waker's mind only, and there is no merging and emerging. Their example has a limitation that the projection of the dream happens and then the withdrawal of the dream happens and the person wakes up. But here the point is to understand that there is no going anywhere, merging. There was no separation, that Paramatma created 20, became 20 Atmas. I'm just giving a random number, 20. Some people think all these jivas are amsha of Paramatma. And from that infinite sky, this jiva has fallen down and now is inside in this one body. And when this body drops, this Atma will come out of it and then it will go and merge in that Paramatma. That all may be said in some context. It has some relevance in a certain context. But when we come to Advaita Vedanta, none of that is true. Because in that infinite consciousness, there is no coming and going, there is no becoming part. It is Nishkalam. How it will become one little jiva, one small Atma, and now it has that small Atma has come here, and now the small Atma, when the body drops, will go there and become one with Paramatma. It was always Paramatma. It is always that infinite changeless consciousness alone. The Jiva Bhav itself is Mithya. When a person understands that, one wakes up saying, oh, this whole thing was just a projection. Unnecessary, I got identified with this. And when one wakes up to realize the truth, then one says there was no identification also. That also gets falsified. Again, I'm saying that gets falsified as though in time that will happen if it was real and then gets falsified. All that is limitation of language. Bondage itself is illusory. Bandhana and mukti are concepts of the buddhi. As long as buddhi is there, then there is bondage and then there is liberation. But if I transcend the identity with buddhi, identification with the buddhi, then where, what bandhan, what mukti? Upanishad only says, mana eva manushyanam kāraṇam bandha mokshayoho. Bandhāya vishayāsaktah muktam nirvishayam smritam. Mind is the cause of bondage, mind is the cause of liberation. The mind which is attached to objects is the cause of bondage. That very mind, if you detach, mind here means both mind, intellect. If you make it free from all attachments, it is muktam. It is ever free. It realizes that this bondage was imagined only. So, paramātma-rūpā, our nature is paramātma-rūpā. I am infinite consciousness, not a part of infinite consciousness. I am infinite consciousness. sat-cit-sukhaikā, eka, paramātma-rūpā, sa kāśikāhaṃ, that kāśikā I am, that consciousness I am, that self-effulgent consciousness I am. Nija-bodha-rūpā, and my nature is awareness. Self, the nature of the self is awareness. So this is the shloka today, and that's what we will contemplate upon. Again, I'm keeping the Kashi Vishwanath Linga just in case you need a support. Sit erect. Close your eyes gently. Relax the shoulders. Let your hands be in your lap, palms facing the sky. Come to a comfortable posture without any strain in any part of the body. Invoke gratitude in your heart. Thank Bhagavan for bringing the knowledge of Vedanta into our lives. For making us aware of the illusory nature of the world. For Atma-jnana, which is the only way of Jivan Mukti. This is a supreme knowledge which helps us to discover our nature as the supreme consciousness. So be grateful to Bhagavan for this glorious knowledge. Pray to Bhagavan that may we abide in this knowledge, may we become adhikaris, fit instruments to experience the self. Be grateful to Bhagavan for bringing masters like Puja Gurudev and the entire parampara of Vedantic masters, beginning with Bhagavan, in the middle is Shankaracharya ji, up to our Guru, whoever it may be. Be grateful to Bhagavan for the entire Guru Parampara. Suggest to the mind that for the next 20 minutes I am steady and still without any movements. I am steady and still without any movements. I am alert, awake, and quiet. I am alert, awake, and quiet. I'm only a seeker, a devotee, and my goal is self-realization. Relax the body. As we say inhale, take a deep breath. As we say relax, exhale slowly. And each time be aware how the breath goes in, how it floods your lungs, stomach comes out, and how you exhale, the reverse happens. You are the awareness, not the body, not the prana. As though you are watching your own body breathing. It is the body that breathes. Exhale all the air. Inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Continue to breathe at your own pace. In the space between the two eyebrows or in your heart, visualize a circle of white light and invoke the auspicious form of your Sadguru. Feel that you are in front of the Sadguru. With all gratitude and devotion, we chant. Na gururadhikam tattvam, na gururadhikam tapaha, tattvajnānāt param nāsti, tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru is the tattva, Guru is consciousness. There is no greater tapas than dropping the ego. That is the tapas that the Guru has done. And there is no greater knowledge than the self-knowledge. Offer some flowers at the feet of the Sadguru. Perform a pradakshina. Come to prostrate in front of the Sadguru. With the grace and guidance of the Guru, may we contemplate steadily on the self. Repose the form back into your heart. If you need to, then invoke the form of Bhagavan Kashi Vishwanath as the linga. If not, just focus on contemplation. We contemplate using the second verse. Yasyām idaṃ kalpitam indra-jālaṃ carācaraṃ bhāti mano-vilāsam sat-cit-sukhaikā paramātma-rūpā kāśikāhaṃ nija-bodha-rūpā. kāśikāhaṃ nija-bodha-rūpā. I am that Kāśikā, self-effulgent consciousness, who is self-aware, nija-bodha-rūpā. I am that consciousness whose nature is existence, consciousness and bliss. I am that supreme, infinite consciousness, paramātma-rūpā. The whole creation is just an appearance in me. Moving, the non-moving. The entire creation is mere appearance in me, the consciousness. It is illusory. I am not the body or the jiva who is born in the creation. I am the consciousness which is changeless, birthless, deathless. Creation appears and disappears in me. Like waves rise in the ocean and they fall, but all the while it is water alone. This whole Srishti appears and disappears in me. I am that consciousness. I am immortal. There is no fear of death in me because I am pure existence. Sat. Form may rise and fall. Body may be born. Body changes. Body may die. I am the infinite awareness, enlivening this whole process. Thoughts come and thoughts go. I am only illuminer of the thoughts. They don't affect me, the consciousness. Being infinite, happiness is my nature. Bliss is my nature. Whatever pleasure is there in the world is only a reflection of inner bliss. I don't have to run behind any pleasure, be attached to anything. I don't have to become happy. I am happiness. I am bliss. Be in this state. Be aware of whatever is happening inside, outside. And know that you are the awareness, unaffected, uninvolved. If the mind wanders, be aware. If it is quiet, be aware. If you are not able to remain in this state, if you want to do some japa, that is your choice. You can even hold on to any of the sentences of the shloka, whether in Sanskrit or in English. Yasyām idaṃ kalpitam indra-jālaṃ carācaraṃ bhāti mano-vilāsam sat-cit-sukhaikā paramātma-rūpā kāśikāhaṃ nija-bodha-rūpā kāśikāhaṃ nija-bodha-rūpā. With the grace of Bhagavan Kashi Vishwanath and the blessings of the Guru Parampara, may we come to realize the Self. Invoke the form of Bhagavan Kashi Vishwanath as the Vishveshvara Linga. Offer some flowers to Bhagavan. Prostrate in front of Bhagavan. And feel that the grace and blessings of Bhagavan are with you, pervading your entire being. Repose the linga back into your heart. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of the body. Be aware of the happenings around you. We pray for everyone's well-being. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaः Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Rub your palms, place them on the face, gently open the eyes. Any questions? Okay. Hari Om. Thank you.